Hi again everyone, this is Ian and I'm back with more Audi TT Mk2 content. This time around I've had a little bit of an accident with my car. Now what's happened is that the wheel arch liner has decided to come down and munch itself away. Whoops. So let's have a look and see what exactly has happened, and this is why you should always return or reinstall all of your Undertray linings. Okay, so let's have a look and see what's happened here. Let me just get some light. Have a look through the wheel arch. Okay, so you can see right there that some damage has occurred. Now, let's get underneath. You can see that whole bit has ripped off, which is not so great. So that sucks. I'm gonna have to change that. So comparing it to the other side, there clearly is this triangle bit there. That's meant to cover up that section of the Undertray, and I haven't run the full tray, which helps secure it all together. So what I'm gonna have to do now is probably get some light back. Oops, caught. I'm gonna have to change that whole section of trim here, along with replacing this bit where there's meant to be that little triangle piece as well. Now, luckily, I do have a parts car where I can just readily get pieces from, and I did happen to still have that Undertray fitting here, where you can see that the triangle piece is still intact with all of those little metal fittings that allow the screws to bolt into them. And that's that section there that I showed you, which has that piece ripped off in the bottom right hand corner of it. Now while I'm changing the wheel arch side of the Undertray here, I'm going to just go over why it's important to be running all of these pieces all together. Now the Undertray fittings can really help with aerodynamics or airflow. In this case, the main Undertray in the TT has some channels that help to direct air up into the transmission for cooling, and also to the transfer box for cooling as well. There's also the benefit of protection from underneath the engine. Some of the critical components, such as the oil sump, and also you can see that there is the alternator there, or the air conditioner compressor. That's also going to have some protection from some rocks coming up. And it can also provide the proper running efficiencies to be able to reach MPEG, or miles per gallon, or liters per gallon when running the car. The TT's Undertray fittings are secured with some 10mm plastic nuts and your typical T20 Torx. The main fitting, which I will be showing you after I've replaced this damaged one, has either a T40 big Torx bolt in the very center of it, and then some smaller T25 Torx screws holding it on. You can see that with the damaged one here, there's quite a big chunk that's been taken out in the middle of the frame, and I'll compare it to the other one very shortly so that you can see exactly what's been torn off on this piece here that you're looking at right now. Ready for this? So this is the broken one. You can definitely see that there's a big chunk missing there, and this is the one that's going to be going in. That's nice and complete. Before I get into the possible upgrade info, we'll just quickly have a look and see how the main undertray fitting is secured onto the vehicle. So you can see that the TT has this sort of frame which the undertray fitting specifically goes onto. Right in the middle of the frame here, you can see that there are these two sort of channels that help direct air up into the bottom of the transmission for some cooling purposes, and towards the bottom of the frame, more towards the back of the vehicle, you can see that there's another little channel there, and that one's specific for the transfer case for Quattro cars.
All right, cool. So the job's done. The undertray is fully on, everything is secured. So I did notice that there were a few fittings that were missing, letting those two corner bits sort of like hang down a little bit too much, and they must have gotten caught in the wind, folded back on themselves, and then the wheel ripped them to shreds. So that's why you should always be running all of your undertray. Now, as you saw, I was lucky enough to have the parts cut to be able to replace the broken panel straight away. But in the instance you don't have that, you can really consider upgrading. Now, there's a part that you can get from the TTRS, which should be a straight bolt-in. I haven't looked at the part properly, but judging from pictures online, it looks like a great little upgrade because there are vents that help to bring airflow to the brake calipers, and then that little triangle piece, the piece that got ripped off, has a little channel which then again helps to bring air up towards the calipers. Now you can combine this with the caliper ducts, brake ducts. They're a TTRS part as well, to help with brake cooling efficiency. So that's something that I will be doing in the near future. So look out for those brake upgrades very soon. If you want to see more pictures of this Audi TT 3.6, there's my Instagram there. Thanks again. Please like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Bye.